then, pow. Tom, what's up? What's happening? Tom checking in over there on IG, holding it down. Good evening, Miss Jackson, he said. What's up, Tom? What's happening? How you feeling? How you living? What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Who we got in the building? You know what? You know what? They told me that the comments weren't working, so I don't even know. I can't even see y'all. They said that, so I have my laptop, so I'm going to be looking over here. Brittany's in the building. Brittany is holding YouTube down. I think it's just for Facebook. Facebook, I think it's just y'all that we can't see. Brittany is in the building, though. She's holding it down over there on YouTube. Tom is holding it down. You like the intro music? Tom like my music. I'm hoping that we can keep it because it was a test. Facebook may say, you know what? You're doing a lot. You're doing a lot. Stop it and shut it down. What's up, Brittany? What's up, girl? What's happening over there? What's happening over there? Again, I cannot see. They did tell me, though. I can't say that they didn't. They did share with me that the comments for Facebook may not be working. So I don't know, y'all. I don't know. We'll do the best that we can. We'll do the best that we can. Hopefully, I'm just checking over here just to make sure. I see Brittany, I see Tom, so I know we got IG up, I know we got YouTube up, and typically we have others joining later. So let's go ahead and get into it. I thought tonight that we would talk about retirement. First of all, I'm so rude. How are you doing? Tom said he's doing okay. Brittany, how are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? Let me ask you how you doing. I'm so rude. I am so rude. Linson is in the building. Linson gonna tell you where she from. Linson from Tallahassee is in the building. Let's make that clear. Holding it down with Brittany over there on YouTube. Holding it down. I love it. I love it. I love it. How are y'all doing? I'm so rude. I'm so rude. How y'all doing? You stressed? Brittany, come on. Come on, Brittany. What's going on? Talk to us. What can we do? What can we do? We here. We'll give you a big old hug. You need a hug? You need a hug? How you doing? Jerry Wise has joined the building. Hello, Jerry. Hello. Who else? Did I miss somebody? Did I miss somebody? Doc. What's going on? You're doing great. You're doing great. Brittany, virtual hug. Work life has been a mess. Yes, sir. Here, my Bobo. Give me a hug. I'm hanging in there, Doc. I'm hanging in there. I think I need a break. Can I just be honest with y'all? I think I need a break. I think I need a break. I'm just gonna be honest. Holding it down. That's right, Linson. Holding it down from Tally. Brittany said, I accept it. Yeah, I need a hug too. So I think your girl need a break, y'all. I'm just being totally transparent. I'm just putting it out there. That's why I love talking to y'all. But yeah, I recognize that, right? Like Brittany said, she's very self-aware. I know that I need a break. That's what it is. So I'm gonna figure that out. We got to figure it out, Brittany. Okay, we got to figure this thing out. Thank you. Look at all the hugs you gave Brittany. Look at the hugs. I love it. I love y'all. Y'all are amazing. Robin, hey, hon. I don't know if you heard, but the comments aren't showing. So I don't know, Robin, what you can see. But I have my laptop so I can see you all's comments, but the comments aren't showing with everybody else's like they normally do for Facebook. They did tell me that before I got on the live. So Robin's holding it down over there, you all, for Facebook. Thank you. Welcome, honey bun. You're welcome, your honey. We got this. Listen, y'all, we're about what, 60 days out for the new year? More than a little bit more than 60 days out. So we almost going into another. We making it, right? We making it though, Brittany. We making it. Listen, If you're watching the replay and you're new to me, I don't often introduce myself because I do know that there's been some new subscribers. So welcome if you're watching the replay, or if you hop on afterwards, or wherever you're looking at us from. I appreciate you being here. We get together every Tuesday night. We are a family, just like Brittany said. We're just a family. We just talk about career stuff and help each other out. And we got IG, Tom holding it down over there, LinkedIn. We got Robin over here on Facebook, and we got YouTube in the building. So we're here every Tuesday evening, and we just talk about career stuff. You know, my goal for even doing this, right? Let's just keep it all the way 1,000. Just for doing this is just so that we could just stay prepared, y'all. We always wait until the last minute, and I, myself included. So this ain't at anybody because I'm talking to Kelly as well. This is about us just staying prepared, staying ready, so we ain't got to get ready. Right. So tonight, one of the things I wanted to talk about is just some thoughts around retirement. I'm not a financial person. I don't play one on TV. So that's not my wheelhouse. But I just want to talk about it a little bit tonight. Give you some things to think about. Not some things, you know, Kelly said, do this or do that. Right. Just some overall picture of just things to think about. OK. So, yes, ma'am. That's right. This shall pass. This too shall pass. That's it. That's it. So just some things to think about. We'll talk through it, and then, yeah, y'all know how we do. Y'all know how we do. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. I'm going to share my screen. I have a few slides, and then, of course, we're going to get into it. Robin, hold it down over there, girl. Hold it down. Hold it down. Hold it down. All right, y'all. Let me share my screen. If you're on IG, Tom and Jerry not speaking to me. I don't know. I guess he's just watching over there on IG. That's always weird to me, but okay. I'm going to share my screen. Let's do that. How about that? Share, and where we at? We just gonna start sharing. Whatever is up, it is up. Okay, so I won't be able to see y'all, but because I have my laptop up, I can look over to the side there. Okay, so let's talk through this, and then I'll come back to you all, and we can wrap up. So let's look ahead to retirement. Okay, there, you got it. I see it popped up. All right, Robin, I saw your thumbs up, girl. Look ahead to retirement. Let's talk about it. Here we go. The shift. This is the thing that we'll talk about this at the end, but I wanted to kick it off talking about this. America is on the cusp of a massive demographic shift that will see people living, working, and playing much longer. It will transform companies, government, and entertainment in radical ways and offer huge opportunities. Let me say this, y'all. Excuse me. These first three slides, these are the things I really want you to remember. These are, and I'll wrap this up in a pretty bow at the end, but these are some of the things I really want you to listen to. We're going to get into retirement. We're going to talk about that as well. But this is what I want you to think about. So I want you to hear this again. The shift. America is on the cusp of a massive demographic shift that will see people living, working, and playing much longer. It will transform companies, government, and entertainment in radical ways and offer huge opportunities. There's a major shift happening that will impact how we work, live, and play. Let's look at work. In the workplace, there has been a massive movement to retain, retrain, and redeploy employee talent over 60. It's not unusual for 70-year-olds to be leading company initiatives that will have team members of all ages. We're talking about in the future, right? This is a look ahead. We're talking about in the future. Most companies will have to refocus on the needs of aging consumers and will find themselves searching, check this out, searching for seasoned, experienced employees who understand the necessary changes of an organization. Let's talk about living. The aging at home movement, check out the movement. Aging at home movement is in full swing. This is when you have to take care of your parents. Maybe you have to take care of a loved one, your auntie, Now, instead of the traditional nursing home model, has become obsolete. Again, we're looking ahead. We're talking about the future here. The traditional nursing home model has become obsolete as new types of housing and communities for both the rich and for the average citizen have emerged to accommodate the fast growing in-home medical care industry. Now, what this is saying is that in the future, well, let me not get ahead of myself. So we talked about work, we talked about living. Now let's talk about play. Perfect example. Y'all favorite, Tom Brady, right? He said, you know what, forget it, I'm coming back. I ain't retiring. The NFL quarterbacks, your singers who are almost 50, Janet, Miss Jackson, if you what, Tom? Janet Jackson, who are almost 50, I think she's over 50, right? I ain't retiring. And look at Miss Millie here. Miss Millie said, y'all can do what y'all want to do. I'm 86 and I'm getting married. Doesn't she look beautiful? Doesn't she look beautiful? 86, y'all. 86, you all. So what is this sharing with us? Age is just a number. It's about how you're living, what you think about the way you're living, what you have to contribute to the world, right? And so how we work, how we live, and how we play, this is all going to change. There's a shift happening. It's not going to happen. It's happening, right? How we live, how we work, and how we play. And again, I'll wrap this up in the end. Just remember that. So now let's get into the different types of retirement. We're going to start with pre-retirement. Today, workers have more choices, but also more uncertainty. The advent of the IRA, the individual retirement accounts, and employer-matched 401k plans in the 1970s and 1980s empowered us to build up our own retirement funds, but now the pressure is on us to make sure we have saved enough. Excuse me, y'all. So in the 70s and 80s, it was a big thing, right? Oh, now we can save our own money, right? So they empowered us with our own retirement funds, the IRA and 401k. Right? That's pre-retirement. Semi-retirement. This is where we're going to stay for a little bit because most of us may be right here. If we're thinking about retirement, you know what, Kelly? I ain't there yet. I'm not that old. I'm not thinking about that. I'm going to keep working. I'm going to keep doing my thing. Again, as I prefaced this before we started, this is just to get you to thinking about it. When you think about semi-retirement, some of us may be, you know what, Kelly, I'm about 5 years out and I do want to kind of, pack it up with this corporate thing and maybe do something else. A lot of us, right, because we're a lot alike, we're around the same age, we're thinking about this. We can't help but to think about it. As you get older, just what you think about. You think about retirement. Do I got enough money? Do I got enough insurance? How, taking care of everything. So semi-retirement is the practice of retiring or withdrawing from employment or an occupation, but continuing to work part-time or occasionally. Again, this is where most of us are, semi-retirement. So let's look at what they're calling the semi-retirement model. This is just an example of 3 types of models. There's, I think there's a total of 7, but these are the ones that are pretty relevant right now in terms of folks that are retirement from corporate. So downsizing. So if you're a professional, corporate professional in corporate America, you may be thinking about, what does it look like for me to semi-retire? Downsizing, that may be a model that you want to adopt. What does that mean, Kelly? That means that the advantages to downsizing is you may be able to retain your hourly rate that you spent your career building. So that means if you're currently a marketing manager and you go into semi-retirement, you may say, you know what, for me, the semi-retirement model that's going to work best for me and my lifestyle is I'm just going to downgrade what I'm doing. So instead of managing, maybe I'll just go into being a marketing specialist. Maybe I'll just be, an assistant in the marketing agency. So downsizing. And so we're going to look at the advantages and disadvantages of downsizing, which The advantages of that is, again, you may be able to retain your hourly rate. So maybe you say, you know what? I like the company I'm working for. And I actually like this department and my boss, and I like working in marketing. But I don't want the stress and the hassle of, leading a team or, reporting to senior management or anything like that. So I'll just take a downgrade in my current skills, and I'm okay with the hourly rate. I'm okay, right? I'm okay. Maybe they'll keep it, maybe they won't. Now, the disadvantage of downsizing your current role is some full-time positions may not be open to reduced hours. Maybe you say, for me, downsizing looks like instead of me working 40 hours, maybe I just work 25 hours. So you may say, for me, it's me working less. That's semi-retirement for me. That's the model that I'm going to adopt for my lifestyle and for what I want to do as I think about semi-retiring. Robin may say, you know what, I love what I do, but I want to do less of it so I can do what I want to do with the remainder of my time. So this is one model. So think about, again, as I mentioned earlier, this is just to get you to thinking which model, and these are the ones that are the most relevant for all of us, right? Which one would work best for you? So downsizing, that's one. The second one is part-time work. So when you're thinking about semi-retirement, and Tom may say, you know what, I want to work part-time. I don't care where it is. I'm just going to pick up some part-time work. It doesn't necessarily have to be doing what I do, and based off of the knowledge and experience and skills that I have, I'm just going to pick up some part-time work. And the advantages to that, remember, we're talking about the advantages and disadvantages of these types of models, is you still get the social interaction of the workplace without the responsibilities of your old career. So Tom may be working for the government now. He's working 40 hours. He's leading. He's doing his thing there. And he's like, you know what? I'm retiring in a couple of years. Excuse me. And what I want to do in a couple of years, I think, because I still like talking to people and interacting, and I'm not that old, I don't want to just not do anything. I'm just going to pick up a part-time job. I think I want to be a barista at Starbucks. That'll, I can talk to people. I can still have that interaction, get up every morning and feel like I'm being productive. So part-time work, that's a model. That's an advantage, right? A disadvantage to selecting this model of part-time work is, of course, the compensation is lower. It's lower than you're accustomed to. And if you were a manager in your current career, you might find it hard to let others be in charge. But if you're cool with that and you're good financially, you're like, I don't care who's in charge. I just want to get out of the house every day, get some sun, get my vitamin D, and then come home. I can work 9 to 12 or 8 to 12 or, 7 to 11. That's going to work for me. I think that's the model that I want to adopt. That's what I want to do. In about 5 years, I'm going to pick up some part-time work. Right? Maybe you like golfing. Maybe you want to work inside of a golf club and, work behind the thing or whatever. Right? And that could be your part-time, right? And they pay you whatever. And that's just what you want to do. So let's look at the third one, semi-retirement model. We're looking at the different models and looking at the advantages and disadvantages. And the third one is a consultancy or a business, starting your own business. They also call this an encore career, an encore to your career. What are the advantages and disadvantages of being a consultant or owning your own business? Advantages, and it looks like I got that twice there. You work when you decide to, and you can be selective about which projects you take on. So if you're a consultant, right, you decide who you. Linton might say, you know what, I don't want to work with Robin, right? I don't want to work with her. Or she might say, I don't want to work with Kelly. She gets to decide who she works with based off of her model, right? As a consultant or even as owning a business. She might say, I don't want Kelly as a client. She gets to decide that because it's her business, right? So that's the advantage of owning your own business. The disadvantage of being a consultant or owning a business is you may end up putting in more hours than you did at your old job. Starting a business can also be financially risky, right? So, like I was sharing earlier when I said, how's everybody feeling? That's what I'm doing now, putting in a lot more hours. I don't mind it because that's what I love to do. But sometimes if you don't watch it, it can take a toll on you, right? And you can be rah and happy and all the things about owning your own business and everything. But if you ain't got your health, it don't matter, right? Y'all hear me coughing already, right? So these are the advantages and disadvantages of owning your own business or being a consultant. Now, as a consultant, y'all know I did this when I was in corporate as well. You get to select the projects you work on, and I should have put this as an advantage as well. It's typically more pay because you're not going to be there for the long term. It's not full time. It's a consultancy, right? So again, these are semi-retirement models, right? One, downsize your role. You said, in 5 years, I'm going to semi-retire. I'm just going to downsize my role. So let me think about, what that would look like for me. I'm currently working as a VP of sales. Maybe I just want to be a sales rep and take on, 3 clients. That's it for me. Part-time work, right? Maybe I'll go be a greeter at Walmart. I get to meet all the people coming through and it's cool for me. And I'm at home at 11. Or consultancy or owning your own business. I don't know what's going on, y'all. Excuse me. So let's look at some stats. Let me get some more water. So if you had to choose right now, I can't see your comments, but let me know which one would you pick, 1, 2, or 3. If you had to choose right now for semi-retirement, which one would you pick? Which one would you pick? Downsizing, part-time, or owning your own business? And I'll check them out. I'm going to check out the comments when I come back. Let's look at some stats. I told you all we're going to stay here for a second on this semi-retirement because that's where most of us are. Most of us here, that's where we are. We got about, 5, 7, 8, some of us 10 years, and we're going to be thinking about this even more. So if we select a model, again, this is just to get you to thinking, what do I want to do? What does that look like for me? So check this out. When asked if their employer ever brought back any former employees who are now retired to their company, 37% of employers said yes. 72% of working baby boomers say they would be likely to semi-retire with flexible work schedules if they could. Let's read that again. So when asked if their employer, this is employees, I said employers. So when asked if their employer ever brought back any former employees who are now retired to their company, 37% said yes. 72% of working baby boomers say they would be likely to semi-retire with flexible work schedules if they could. Of those who specified an age they plan to retire, 20% said in their 70s. Can y'all imagine? In their 70s, with 3% saying they plan to retire above 75 years of age. 48% said they plan to retire between the ages of 65 and 69. So you all know, right? When you go to work and you check out your paperwork, your health benefits and all of that, and like even with your 401k, you can what is it when you double contribute up to a certain age, 59 and a half or something like that, you can take it out or you can add up to 12% or something like that, right? They have already given us the age on a lot of these things, right? You get your watch and when our parents and our grandparents retired, it was 62 or 65 or whatever it is. So we've been already conditioned to think about 65 is the retirement age. That's it, that's all. But remember what we talked about in the beginning, there's a shift happening. This is the survey that was done. And it says 3% say they plan to retire above the age of 75. Do not let anybody, employer or not, tell you when to retire. Again, we're just thinking about this. We're putting some thought around this. Just because it's written up in a document on your 401k or in your benefits or I don't even think we have pensions. Some people may have, but I doubt if they do. They don't tell us when we retire. This is on you. Drop in the comments. Let me know, when do you plan to retire? What's the age? Drop it in the comments. Drop in the comments. What's the age? If you had to give an age right now, when did you think you had to retire? Or when would you want to retire? Because almost half say they plan to retire between the ages of 65 and 69. Let's go on. I don't know why it's not showing my pictures here. Nearly half of employed boomers, these are baby boomers, y'all, which is 49%, nearly half say they plan to retire once they reach a certain age. On average, that age is 66. Among this group, 33% have moved that time frame. Check it out. 33% have moved that time frame later, and just 9% have moved it earlier. What's happening? People are retiring later and later. What's going on? Later and later. Let's look at it. Let's look at some more stats. This shows that we're not alone. No plans for an early retirement. Older boomers are 2 to 3 times more likely than younger boomers to expect to keep working and don't plan to ever retire. Let's look at it. 6% of working boomers ages 54 to 59 expect never to retire. Never. They said never. I ain't retiring. 9% of working boomers ages 60 to 67 expect to never retire. Check this out. 20% of working boomers ages 68 to 72 expect to what, y'all? Never retire. 68 to 72. Y'all know how we be looking forward to, I can't wait till I'm 62. I can't wait till I'm 65. I can't wait to retire. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. These folks say, I ain't never retire. I ain't never retire. Now, tell me in the comments. Most working boomers say they are at least somewhat prepared for retirement. Are you somewhat prepared? Very prepared? Be honest. We family here. We family. Are you somewhat prepared? Very prepared? Or you know what, Kelly? I ain't prepared. I'm too young. I ain't prepared. Let me know. I'm going to look at the comments in a second. Let's read this. So most working boomers say they are at least somewhat prepared for retirement. 69% are at least somewhat prepared financially. 79% are at least somewhat prepared emotionally. And 84% are at least somewhat prepared physically. Listen, y'all, we are a young group. Now, most of us are probably not boomers. Well, most of us probably are. I didn't know boomers. Now I'm looking at the age. But it is an emotional decision. And you got to be physically able if you're going to continue, right? Let's keep going. Men, check it out, men are more likely than women to say they are at least somewhat financially prepared. 77% versus 61%. Ladies, what's going on? Why do we think this is? Men are more likely than women to say they are at least somewhat financially prepared, 77% versus 61%. Demonstrating the lingering doubts these boomers have, though, less than a third say they are very prepared financially. Less than a third. So 27% are very prepared financially, 38% are very prepared emotionally, and 39% are very prepared physically. Let's look at this graph and then we'll just have a conversation. So this is some of the retirement plans for U.S. working boomers. Some of the goals for us. Some of the goals. What are some of your retirement goals? We talked about the stats. We talked about live, work, and play. What are some of the goals? What is your why? What are some of the reasons that you do want to retire? What are some of the reasons you do want to retire? Listen, Kelly, I don't want to work at all. Here's some of the reasons. Employed boomers were asked about their ideal retirement activities and what they actually expect to do in retirement. Traveling topped the list with 78% saying travel was part of their ideal retirement. Is traveling at the top of your list? Nearly 1/4 said they would ideally keep working either by getting another job, 16%, or starting a business, 9%. Another 42% would ideally volunteer or perform community service, while 9% would go back to school. So where do you fall on this graph? Where do you all fall? What would be your goals for retiring? Traveling? Traveling is at the top of the list. Spending time with friends and family, that's second. Volunteering or community service, that's third. Providing care for my grandchildren, that is number 4. Getting another job is number 5. Starting a business is number 6. Furthering my education, going back to school, okay, number 7. Public service, I'm gonna run for office, all right now. Number 8, something else and not sure. Where do you all fall? Traveling, spending time with family, volunteering, providing, caring. Doesn't have to be for grandchildren, could be for your grandparents, for your parents. Are you going to get another job? You're going to start a business. You're going to go back to school, public service. Tell me what you think. All right, I'm going to come and check out and see what we got going on. Let me see what we got going on. I know y'all got something going on. Let me see. Let me get back to y'all. Where are y'all? There y'all at. There y'all are. So what do we think? What are we thinking about in retirement? Again, as I started the conversation, right? This is just something to think about. There are different types of models, right? There's pre-retirement. There's pre-retirement. You got your semi-retirement. You got retirement, and you got post-retirement. We didn't talk about post because it's really up to you. And again, what I want to make clear is that it really is up to you. I don't want us to look at a piece of paper because I've written up those papers in HR. I know what they say. I know what all the 401k and the documents and the severance and all of that stuff say. And I know what it says about your health care and, you know, how long you can contribute and how much and when you should retire. It's up to you. A lot of this whole retirement conversation is what we've learned, right? And as you can tell, and I started the presentation sharing with you about Tom Brady and Janet Jackson. The woman got married at 86. Just to share with you that it really is up to you. You don't have to be forced into retirement. And I know from what we think is, oh, I don't have to work no more. I can sit back and get on a boat and that's it. I can travel, that's it. And you can do that. You absolutely can do that. But if you don't want to, I don't want you to feel like that you should. All right, let me read some of the comments and then see what y'all talking about. Let's see. Jay said, Elizabeth, you know what Ms. Jackson said. My namesake. I once worked at a call center with a woman who was in her mid-70s. Yeah, she was lively and hardworking. She would often say to customers that she was still working because she had to pay bills. I told her I now knew the secret to longevity. That's good. She asked me what that was. I said bills. That's funny. That's funny. Listen, it's happening. You saw the stats, and I should have cited the source on there. But you saw the stats, right? They said above 75 is when folks are retiring. Above 75. Jay said consulting looks good. Doc said owning my own business. Brittany says owning her own business. Brittany says she'll be over 70. Yeah. You're in the 3%, Doc? You're in the 3%? Okay. Jay said 9. Okay. Linson over 70. Okay, you guys are over 70. I like it. Brittany, I appreciate it. Keeping it real. I'm not prepared at all. I know that's right. I know. Linson says somewhat prepared emotionally. It is an emotional decision, you all. It is an emotional decision. And I'm with you all. I'm over 72. I mean, I'm going to go as long till the wheels fall off. I'm just going to keep going. I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. The reason why I just wanted to touch, I just kind of scratched the surface on this. We're going to talk a lot more about this next year, because the shift, and I just touched on it tonight, really, really, really just touched on it. There is a shift happening, you all. There's a shift happening. And that shift is there. How do I want to say, our demographic, our age range, we are going to be the biggest group of people I know, for the US, right? So baby boomers, and what's the one before that? Y, Generation Y. I think there's 8 million people in the world. And what I read is that 49% of them are 45 years of age and older. So that means in 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, all of us will be in that one category. And we're going to be the biggest group of people, right, that are in the workforce. So what's my point? Some of the conversations that I've been having lately is for this very reason. The reason why I even started doing this is because of, I know my age, and I know y'all are typically, people that connect with me are the same age as I am. And we thinking about certain things, right? And so I know that even when I have clients on my agency side that don't want to hire people that are our age, I have to educate them on why they should, because of the work experience, because of the knowledge, because of the skill base, and because of the communication, and because we've been through a lot. Do you all realize that we are the only group that has seen the age change? What I mean by that, the industrial age, where there were laborers, they called workers laborers, and they used their bodies. You know how we talked about that? Then they had the internet age, and now they have the social age. Some people call it the experience age. We were the ones that remember landlines. There's a meme going around right now where they're talking to 11-year-old student, and they said, do you remember, you know what a landline is? No. Do you know what what did they say? Do you know how to burn a CD? No. Right? And so I want y'all to know that is an advantage. So for some of us that are saying, you know what, I'm being discriminated against, I feel like I'm too old for this, I don't want to report to a 30-year-old, or they're not going to pay me because they think I want too much, or I'm overqualified. This is going to be used to your advantage. Just hold on. Hold on. Embrace it. Be proud of it, because they're going to need us, y'all. I'm having the conversations. It takes a lot, but this is why I'm doing this, because I know it's going to be a need, because we're the biggest group out there. They're going to need us. There's going to be a demand for us. And when they come a knocking, I want you to be ready. Remember when I started this, I started talking about being prepared. So for everyone that's saying over 70, Kelly, I ain't retired, it's going to be 70 or 75. Keep that energy, because they coming. They think they want the young ones now. They think they real tech savvy, and we need them. They're going to need us. They need us now. But here's the thing. Here's what I'm seeing. Educating them, because this is what they're accustomed to, just like us, right? And me sharing some things we have to unlearn. As we learn, we also have to think and wrap our mind around the fact that some things we also have to unlearn. Just like I was talking about all the documents and the 401k and the papers that say, you can do this at 62, you can get your money out, and all the tax penalties and all. It's conditioning us to think, okay, at 65 and at 62, that's it. I'm retired, I'm done. No, you don't have to. You can if that's your choice, but you don't have to. But this is happening already. Am I on? Okay. In other countries. where the people in their country, the demographic in their country, the most popular demographic in their country are what they're calling I hate the word old, but the older workers. And what they're realizing in the other countries is that, you know what, y'all, we kind of need them. So the US always copies. So they're going to adopt what some of these other countries are. And they're gonna be like, you know what, Jay? You know what? We was just playing, we were just playing, Robin. We were just playing. We really, yeah, we really do want you to come work for us. We was just playing. We was playing at time when we said, no, but please come, please, please, please. Y'all hang on. Y'all hear me? Y'all hear me? That's right, Elizabeth. We do. But we have something, y'all. We have something that others do not. We've seen a whole entire age ushered in. We saw the cell phone come in. Some of us got rid of our landlines, got rid of cable, and started doing the thing. Some kids is growing up now. They don't know what a landline is. They're just going to be accustomed to cell phone. That's going to be their memory. That's all they know. But I want y'all to look at it as an advantage. So whenever you get in your head about, am I too old? Keep those skills up. I think, did we talk about this last week? Or maybe we should talk about it. The reskilling and the upskill. I think I touched on it. Maybe it was a video. All right. So I wanted to just touch on the surface of that. There's more coming as I continue to have conversations and invite people, you all, because we're the numbers, right? And I'm being straight up with y'all. The numbers are what's going to make us more powerful, right? Having the numbers, because I know there's a lot of us out there. I know that there's a lot of us out there. And I know that the feeling is that we're being discriminated against. And some of us are. There should be no reason that we can't find work. There shouldn't be, with all the opportunities open, right? That's what they say. That's what they say, right? And even inside of companies and employers that aren't giving us the promotions and all the things because they're thinking we're too old, they're missing it. They're missing out on that experience, that skill set, that poise, that professionalism that we have because we've come through an age, and I'm gonna get off this soapbox in a second. But this is what I be saying. This is what I be saying. I don't know if y'all saw the video. I was in a tunnel on one of the videos. I was coming from the state capitol here in Georgia, and I was talking to leadership about this. So I'm having these conversations. So, hey, Susan, I knew you were coming. I knew it. Elizabeth said, I hear stories of property taxes rising when one retires, making elder. Yep, I just read that, Elizabeth. You're absolutely right. I just read that. You're absolutely right. You're right. So we got work to do. We have a lot of work to do. And the thing is, I'm not mad about it because I know it takes educating. And then instead of employers coming to us in a desperation mode, like, okay, Doc, Susan, you were right all along. And Susan, like, listen, I've been trying to get in for 5 years. And now y'all want me? It's going to cost you this. It's going to cost you this. Because I got a lot of knowledge and I come with a lot of experience. Right? You're right, though, Elizabeth. You're right. Doc says, I'm looking at these companies that haven't hired me after multiple interviews. Look at my work ethic, which they now term as complacency. Multiple tech skills, growth, development. That's exactly what I'm talking about, Doc. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I know y'all have it. Trust me, y'all. Trust me. I know. I talk to y'all every single day. And I purposely talk to employers on the other side as well. And I know the thinking. I already know. I just know. I just already know how they're thinking about, tech and this, that, and the other, but it's the education. Doc said it's like companies don't want a dependent, hardworking employee like me. You got it. They are absolutely losing out. And see, this is something, I'm gonna get us together like next year sometime, y'all. These are the case studies, and I've already kind of thought about this, that I want to share when they do. I did have a conversation a couple of days ago. I'm going to share this with y'all. and they want some folk to lobby, right, to go to Washington and to talk about this. There is a it's not a policy. I can't think of what it's called. An act. I can't think of what it's called, but they are thinking about it. But they need people to talk about it, right? And I'm not saying I'm not anybody, you know what I'm saying? But I'm passionate about it, as y'all can tell. This is really why I started doing this. So if I can tell somebody that knows somebody, right, then I'm going to do that. And I got y'all, right? And I'm like, look, Doc, here's what Doc is saying. Very able-bodied, very competent, very professional. I know all of y'all are. I talked to Susan. I know she is. There's no reason. There's no reason. You can't have a headline that say global talent shortage, and all these people sitting here telling me they ain't nobody hiring them. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. And I know that. I know. Elizabeth said, it's scary to me. I would love to retire at 67, but I want to be debt-free. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. It is scary, right? Let's keep it real. It is. It is. It is. It is scary. But we're going to keep pushing, y'all. We're going to keep pushing. We're going to keep pushing. They don't, Susan, but they will. And I promise you, they're going to pay for that experience. They're going to pay for it. They're going to pay for that. They're going to pay for that. Elizabeth said they don't care about us. Yeah, y'all. So just scratching the surface. Like I said, I'm super, super passionate. I'm excited about it because I know I've been talking about this a long time with people that don't even care. I'm glad y'all care. People don't care. They don't want to hear it. And so that's why I'd be excited to talk to y'all, because I know y'all get it. Y'all get it. And so I do want, like I said, like Doc was saying, and I know Susan, I talked to her, and Robin and Elizabeth and a ton of y'all in here, like compiling all of this and sharing with them the data, right? There is no reason for this. Now, I do know that we have to make sure that we're going in, and I know y'all are professionals, and I know y'all are going in with your documents and all of that. But it just doesn't make sense to me. How is there, y'all can't find them? It just never made sense to me. You can't find anybody, but I got all these people that I talk to daily. Something just doesn't connect for me. I've been doing this a long time, as y'all know, and I know hiring managers and decision makers, and I just know a lot of them. Not to bash the recruiters or anything, because I know a lot of people just doing what they can do. But even recruiters that have reached out and say, hey, I want to learn from you, but they're working at some major companies, y'all, right? And so they're going to think as far as they know, right? They're going to think, and I'm not saying it's a recruiter thing, it's a company thing, it's an employer thing. Right? Really think about, why wouldn't you want experience inside of your company? There's too many tools, automation tools, AI tools, machine learning type tools for you to say somebody's not technically savvy. Robots gonna be doing a lot of this stuff. So that I can't rock with that. You got to give me something more, not a fit. I can't get with that. I can't get with that. Right? And just like the diversity thing, right? African American side, there was a conference the other day, and it was like, we can't find anybody. What? We can't find Black people that's technical. What? I talk to them every day. So I'm like, okay, Kelly, is it me? Because it could be. Because I know how I feel about this. And sometimes I'm like, wait, but I'm like, it just doesn't make sense, y'all. So that's why I need a break, because my mind just be going like this. My mind just be going like this. Stacy said, yay, that's exciting. We can make demands. I'm ready. All right, that's what look at. Stacy is always ready. I love it. I love it. Elizabeth said, if people are opting to work for themselves, they may not be Social Security money to retire. That's a good point. this thing I was reading, again, I'm gonna share more with you all. I just know if I start, I don't like to give y'all just half of it. If I'm gonna give it to you, I'm gonna give you all of it. So it'll be another presentation where I can just break down what the future looks like. As a matter of fact, if you're on YouTube, I am starting a series. It should be a video dropping this week, the future of work. And this is just getting us prepared. But I'm gonna talk more about this next year. I just want to get everything together and start having these conversations, right? Elizabeth, what? She said they can't write in cursive either. Lindsay said it's been rough, but we have to keep a strong chin. That's right. That's right. That's who we are. That's who we are. That's it, Jay. You can train for technical skills. That's it. All day. That's it. Susan, you're right. I think it's a training issue too. They want their new people to understand the job in one day. That's it. They can train. Now, I will say this, because I've given Amazon a bad rap in the past, just from a recruiting perspective, because I've heard about the recruiters that work there and how they say, it's like a sweatshop. But I will say, Amazon will train you. I'm going to give them their props. They will train you. I've heard a lot about their training. I will say that's one company they will train. Now, you have to work after that, but they will train you. I will say that. I've heard of that, Clifford. Have they heard of Afrotech or Blacks in Technology? Yeah. Now, I do know the lady who started the Afrotech. I was actually at the very first one in San Francisco. She's connected to a lot of heavy hitters in the tech space. But here's the thing, y'all. It's still, and it's even like some of us that are Black in tech that still think about it from, I want the kids out of college or coming from the, technology colleges that are tech savvy. So somebody has to be the voice for us saying, okay, we may not have, taken that in school and all of that, but, teach us. Like Susan was saying, train us. Like, we ready, we open. Stacy said, I'm ready. Just show me I can do it. Like, y'all, we smart. If somebody will take the time to train us. And here's the thing, y'all, we come from the loyal age. We ain't trying to job hop. We want to get somewhere, y'all pay us. We good, we got you. But again, it's about educating on the other side as well, right? Jay said, soft skills and experience are what employers need. We got that. There you go. That's it. Doc said the math is not mathing in these false headlines because I searched L&D positions, US with full benefits remote. There you go. Case in point, Doc. Case in point. Yeah. Doc said to Susan, that's a huge problem. Yeah. That's it, y'all. So listen, we got work to do, right? We're going to do it. We're going to stay in. We're going to hang in there. We're going to keep pushing. Yeah. Training is a big thing, a big thing. I think if the companies would invest, right, in their employees, and even those that are currently working, right? You work for them and you've been there, and not even from a loyalty perspective, but if you have some high potential employees there, why not invest in them? Send them to training, because so they can bring that knowledge. And there's a lot of employees that like their companies, but they're not receiving the professional development to help them develop, to stay relevant, because they would use those skills and that knowledge with that company. But companies they won't do, they'd rather go and hire somebody outside, which doesn't make any sense. You have someone that's inside, that knows the culture, knows the processes, knows, everything about the company. Invest in them. That's retention. That's how you retain. So then you can stop saying in the headlines, like, who was just saying about the headlines? Like they were saying, you can stop saying there's a shortage. You got people right there. I would go through, and I shared this on a podcast, I would go through and look at my high potential employees. And if I know I needed help over here, because your skill set is the one thing, right, that we're using now. It's no longer, everything is neck up. Everything is neck up. That's what they're paying for. This right here. So let me invest in your knowledge base. Let me invest. Let me see what Doc knows. And if there's a way, IBM did this back in the day really, really well. Really, they have this older book that I have. They did this really well. They crossed, right? Skills and knowledge, and they did this really, really well. Really, really well. The training is critical. That's right, Susan. That's it. Vincent said, I've had the recruiter tell me he presented the candidate, a hiring manager of a major company, and she got mad at him and she changed the list. Wow. I had the recruiter tell me he presented the candidate, a hiring manager of a major company, and she got mad at him and changed. Yeah, they do all of that. Listen, they do all of that. They do. Yes, Kelly, I was raised to find a good job with benefits and stay there till I retire. I know these companies don't know this, but those who see my LinkedIn and resume, it's right in your face. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. Now, on the flip side, y'all, we know that we also have to, show up and be out there to be fine. Y'all know we talk about that, to be findable, having all of our documents updated and all that. I know you all know that, right? We know this, to be findable, but somebody that's just shared those numbers, that person, who was that? Who just shared all those numbers? Doc, it was Doc. Doc, you can't tell me Doc ain't out there on LinkedIn. You can't tell me. Only a person that has the numbers like that, not even rounded numbers, the numbers to the T like that. I know that you're out there on LinkedIn. There's no reason you shouldn't have people in your inbox. My age equals seeking security and longevity. Yeah. Kelly just started and after 5 staffing agency, employers will be able to come after hours to register. Employees don't have to come during. Oh, I like that. Actually, I have a staffing agency. I like that idea. I am having some conversations. This is some other stuff I'm going to share with you all. Like I said, I'm going to share with you at the top of the year. Actually, this company is not even in the US. They're far advanced. And so I've been looking outside. And so we're going to have a conversation, hopefully next week. I did talk to, I'm sharing a little bit with y'all now. I talked to them last week. They liked what I was saying. It's exactly what I'm sharing with you all. And I said, I have people. I have, ton of people that would be interested. But we just, they need opportunity, right? And so we are scheduled, I think it's next week. I haven't heard back, to be honest with y'all, but I did have a conversation. So Elizabeth, I am working on that. Jay said, I was told by an employer during the interview that I wouldn't be a good fit because I was overqualified. See, that's the stuff I don't like to hear. That's the thing. He said I would be bored. How the heck do you know? How do you know? How do you know? The person that just burns me up, because I had hiring managers tell me that. Not a good fit. They wouldn't fit. Why? Tell me why. Because I have to respond to this candidate. I have to give this candidate feedback. You have to tell me more than they're not a good fit, right? How do you know? How can you gauge based on talking to them or looking at their documents that they're going to get bored? What you're doing is you're discriminating against them based off of what you think their age is, because I know they didn't tell you. You're just thinking that you know what their age is and they're going to get bored. In other words, you don't want anyone on your team that you feel like is old. That's discrimination. That's discrimination. I know, I see it all the time. All the time. And it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And again, if there was a, like I said, if there was, a bunch of us, we just tell, the administration, listen, it's a lot of us with a lot of skills and knowledge, professionals that deserve to be paid, deserve to have work-life balance, we deserve so much. And it's like, y'all don't even see us. But I promise y'all, even if you don't see me anymore after today, when the year comes, y'all gonna remember this conversation, because it's coming. It's coming. where there will be a demand, and they're going to come back and they're going to be like, you know what, we do need them. We need to do something quickly because there's going to be a demand. There is going to be a demand. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all a lot. Great conversation as always. I hope it was informative. It's just a little taste of what we're gonna kind of get into early next year. Just because like I said, I always want you all to just think. Just think. I know the thing is to, go to career coach. I don't even like calling myself the career coach, to be honest with y'all. I know the thing is to go and to talk about resumes and LinkedIn's, but I want you all to, like I say this all the time, just elevate your thinking about what I know y'all deserve. Y'all are leaders. Y'all aren't workers. Y'all are leaders, right? And that's what you deserve. You deserve to be treated as such. And so I just want y'all to think, just have that elevated thinking in terms of, and you're not like everybody else. You're not worried about what's on my resume. You're not worried about that. I got you if that's the case. I got you with the resume. But you want a career that's going to put you on a path until you want to retire, until you decide you want to transition and do something different, right? So yeah, we think a little different. We think a little different over here, right? Stacy said these new managers have lack of experience with that. You know what, Stacy? That's a great point. That's a great point. Without longevity and don't know how to utilize the strength and knowledge from seeing. That's an excellent point. That's an excellent point. That's something else. That's something else, y'all. We gotta talk about. That's an excellent point. Susan said after working at a job for a week, I was told I wasn't a good fit. I leaned on the recruiter for feedback. Good for you. Got 0. Yeah. You're welcome, Doc. You're welcome. I'm glad it was helpful, y'all. Everyone career seeking, keep your heads up. Your positions. That's it. That's it. That's it. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna let y'all go. I know it's been a long day. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna get some tea, and I'm actually gonna lay down. I usually stay up, and I'm gonna lay down. How about that? I appreciate y'all. Y'all be well. Take care of each other, and I'll see you next week. All right. Have a good night. Bye.